Thank you, Professor, for coming in to testify today. And I know you traveled from from the coast to get here. I have a question for you. There was some studies recently, one by Heritage, on they tracked, I think, like 60 or 70 DEI administrators from various universities around the country. They tracked their Twitter feeds. It's called, I guess, X now, but it was Twitter. And these are people, these are their personal Twitters. And they found a remarkably high instances of anti-Semitic commentary from these people who were running, and they were not all at the top, but they were involved in the staffing of DEI programs at many of our universities, who were espousing anti-Semitic ideas and epithets in their personal Twitter feeds. And these are people who are supposed to be responsible in their day jobs for making sure that there was diversity and equity and everybody had a chance to pursue their education as they see fit. Have you heard much about this? And do you think that there is some anti-Semitism embedded in our DEI organizations?
Simple answer, Senator, yes. And I am familiar with that study. In fact, Jay Green is an old friend of mine. And in fact, it was an even larger body of Twitter feeds that he examined in this study. And as I recall, well over 90% of the tweets that he saw were hostile to Israel, sometimes rather abrasively so, whereas, again, 2/3 that were talking about China were really quite positive. So the state that is perpetrating a genocide against the Uyghurs is given a pass. That the state that has created an apartheid is given a pass, whereas Israel and Zionism is held up to the most abrasive scrutiny. You know, I wear a kippah. Not every Jewish person does, and that's fine. That's a choice. It reminds me of my responsibility to God. That's a personal choice. And it's a celebration of my heritage. And I was thinking, sitting in this room, how much pride it gives me that I live in a country that is founded on religious freedom, where our first president writes to the synagogue in Rhode Island, saying, don't talk about tolerance as if this is some gift we give to you. This is part of being a citizen of this country. And I am outraged when I see survey material that shows that 1/4 of the Jewish students on campus feel afraid to do just what I am doing, or to carry something that identifies them as Jewish. So where does that failure come from? And I lay a lot of the blame for that on the DEI apparatus and the offices. First of all, for neglect. It's not as if anti-Semitism on campus just suddenly emerged. Larry Summers, the former president of Harvard, was warning about this over 20 years ago. And interestingly enough, most recently has written saying that the DEI offices have failed us. I am bemused, I have to say that my co-religionists, Abe Foxman and David Harris, leaders of great Jewish organizations, who tend to be far more politically liberal than I am, have also said, end it. It is not a viable option. It is riddled with sentiments and ideology that will continue to corrupt the campus.
Quick follow-up.
Very good. Yes, follow-up.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for correcting me. It was not 67. It was like 670 people who were tracked on their Twitter feeds and came up with substantial commentary that was negative to Israel. Yes. Thank you for pointing that out.
Very good.